What's up, world? It's your girl, Shirley Pearl, back with another video with the Married to Medicine women. So, this is episode 5, season 12, and the title of this episode is called Baggage. So, everything I say is strictly my opinion and allege. So, if you can get with that, you can get with me, and then I'm gonna go on and do what I gotta do. Happy New Year, everybody! We made it! Yes! So, let's go on and get into it. So, the episode starts off with Toya. She receives a call or something from Eugene. He in the basement, little pitiful thing. And he tells her to come down. He want to talk to her. He got the margarita machine going, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, can you write me a doctor's note? I mean, it's crazy the things, all the stuff that a person will be offended by. But anywho, so she go down there. She asked him what he doing. He playing cards. He was like, no, he want to shoot pool. He got the margaritas going. Pandering is what you call it. But, I know. It's his wife. You're supposed to pander. But, baby, he be feeling like he walking on eggshells to me. That's what the look is. So he apologizes to her about the other day, about the little get together, saying, he shouldn't have been joking. He shouldn't have cursed at her. And, he knew that it was a lot of stress with these ladies coming to the house. And he also tells her, so what do you think you're responsible for? Do you know it was no apology from her? She was like, I'm not going to let people set me off and get me to go at you. I shouldn't be arguing with nobody or you in front of, people and making a spectacle of myself and whatnot. And I can give you affirmations because I do it for the boys. But baby, and all that hoopla. I ain't hear no apology. And let me just break it down right here because we ain't going to stay here too long. You told him, girl, be the man of the house and lead, or the leader of the house. So first of all, if he the man of the house and you the wife, it's already implied that he is the leader. That's the shit you missing in this, Toya. You know what I'm saying? And it is a montage of you talking to him crazy over the years and him not really saying nothing back. So it would behoove me if when the cameras go down that he getting back with you. Not saying I want him to get back to you, but it comes off super disrespectful, honey. Like I don't know how y'all made it. Maybe for the boys or whatever. It comes off super disrespectful. Even the thing that they say about his penis says, that's because of some shit you said. So they keep spraying you with that. Heavily is spraying you with that because you said, I didn't know that thing wasn't going to get no bigger. They an adult, honey. Get an implant for them if you don't like it. So they spraying you with what you show them. So that's why I don't understand how you get so flustered. Bitch, you giving them ammunition. And then they just keep regurgitating that shit. So, whatever. So, basically, he's like, we're on the same team. And, we know what we're dealing with. We don't want to act like other people, yada, yada, yada. I mean, Eugene, damn, baby. I ain't saying disrespect your wife, baby, but I just don't think your wife disrespect. I just don't think your wife respects you. So again, I'm not saying disrespect your wife, but I just don't think she respects you. So that's a whole nother damn thing on how you choose to deal with it. And I'm moving on. So the next thing, we're at Brandy, the nurse practitioner's house, and she's having Angel and Dr. Mimi over. So Angel comes with her 2 little kids. She has a daughter named Heaven. I forget the boy name, but he's 5. And then Mimi comes just with her daughter because Mimi has 2 kids, but the son, he's probably hyper, he's special needs, autistic. So she said that at one point that they would have to pay for TVs and stuff. He just go knock over the people TV and stuff. So she was like, and she would have to keep a close eye on him. So she didn't bring him unless it was just like a one-on-one play date with just about him. So We could get that. So Brandy basically asks, "What's going on with the single people? I've been married so long. What's going on in these single streets and this, that, and the other." Which, girl, why you want to know? Why you want to know, girl? Ain't nothing going on. That's why they single. But anyway, she says she's been married for 10 years. Dr. Mimi for 11. So they turn to Angel, and she's basically saying that um she's been single for a while now. She just kind of picks bad. So Brandy asks her, what is she looking for? She points to the head. I guess that's smarts, brains, money, or down below. And she was like, "No, I ain't looking for no anaconda." So she basically says her last situation, she was in a weird place, and she doesn't do good at picking guys, because I'm sure she get hit on a lot, but if it's 10, it's probably shit 8 of them bad, and or 7 of them bad, and she not picking them 3 that's good. Who knows? But she says she's just looking for somebody to really compliment her and whatever. She says she doesn't deal with the fathers of her kids. But what's weird, she said one of them is an athlete, and I don't know if it's the little boy or the girl. So, anywho, the conversation shifts, and they go to talking about, she don't tell her business. So Dr. Mimi goes in to say, "Yeah, I don't tell my business, but Toya, it's some people that just be doing the most, basically." So she basically touches on Toya, saying that these hating ass bitches, and she's like, "I'm neither of those." And she says Toya lives in Toya's world, and she just is an energy vampire. And all I gotta say is be prepared at the reunion, Dr. Mimi. If we don't see nothing fly during the season, be prepared at the reunion. Have everything how you gonna go about it, because she coming for you. And she talks about that Toya has this imaginary perception of things, and she then goes on to say, "Siri, play Delulu by Drew Sidora." And I wonder if you know Drew, but that was a nice little plug, I guess, whatever. But all I got to say about that, baby, just back your words up. Back your words up. And I ain't talking about in the medical sense. Like, we know you a doctor or a therapist or whatever. Don't psychoanalyze her. Back your words up, boo. Because Toya, we know how Toya is. So, she gonna be ready for you, and that's just what it is. So we pan to the next scene, and we have Dr. Simone going to lunch or brunch or with her sister. They look very similar, nice looking lady. And her sister named Carmen. She said that's her best friend, and I love that. I love it when siblings are close. I really do. It warms my heart about that, because a lot of them just ain't. Some people ain't talked to their sibling in years and just going on with life. But anywho, that's a story for another day. But she basically tells her sister about the situation with Michael, the youngest boy. And she was saying that they were having a discussion, and she felt like he was being disrespectful. And Cecil didn't chime in. And that really grind her grits. And she is saying that she's getting to a point where she's resenting Cecil, and that's not good. So it pans back to Cecil, and he's at home, and his brother comes by, and him and his brother look really similar, just like Simone and her sister. And I guess I don't know where he moved from, but he live in Georgia now, and he's like his good friend too. They got some food. They go down to the basement man cave with the full bar, and they get to talking. And basically, the brother is letting him know that Simone called him in regards to that situation where Michael was, talking about white kids, and they go on to be millionaires and their parents pay for everything, la la world. But his brother is basically telling him that, you and Simone are together. Y'all the unit. And y'all got to be on the same page with these boys. But when it pans to Simone, I'm going to tell you what I think the problem is. I think when you're talking about all this money that's coming out, and yeah, he on the show and he play a part, and it's supposed to be real life reality, but I don't know if she cut him a check for the scenes he do or however it go. Because I was told a long time ago the husbands don't get paid, but that's neither here nor there. But I guess I'm saying this. It looks like her frustration based on her conversation with her sister comes from her footing the bill for a lot. Just her. That's what it sounds like. Now, whether that's the truth or not, I don't know. But I can only go what I'm getting from the screen. It looked like if it's 100%, she paying 95. And maybe you putting in 5. And I'm going to tell you about the women from Detroit. Baby. One thing to lose your attraction. I don't give a damn if you Idris Elba, Ghost from Power, who else fine? Method Man. Don't be bringing no money in and her bills is paying up everything. You instantly turn ugly. You do. You do. In the day. And I would imagine a whole bunch of other states too. So basically Simone is telling her sister Cecil grew up real old school. His daddy ruled with an iron fist, He made them work for everything. So you paying to Cecil, he's basically saying, I stood in line 3 hours for financial aid. I said my boys will never have to do that. Black people think because we have to struggle that everybody got to struggle. No, boo. No. That's not what she's saying. She's saying that she handed him everything. And sometimes that don't work right for every kid. It don't. It don't work right for every kid. He talking about his boys didn't have to stand in line for financial aid. That was his goal in life. Well, what if Married to Medicine never came about, boo? And what if you got a divorce? Was your boy still gonna be able to not stand in financial aid? It sounds like a good speech. It almost sounds better than the one Martin Luther King gave, but baby, no. It sounds like bullshit. Sorry. Because your brother is already telling you, all you keep saying is I, no we. He letting you know that when these kids go off and be off on their own, it's going to be you and her. But the way Simone is cute. Now, let me tell you that. Simone don't look her age, which I believe allegedly is late 50s, like 57, 58. That girl can go get her little young thing working at the plant, coming home, throwing his check on the table. But, I don't know if she want that. Some people good. Sometimes you done been with a partner so long, you ain't looking for nothing, just happiness and fun and margaritas. But it pans back to Simone. She really breaks down with her sister. And I just think that ain't a good look. I don't think it's acting. I don't think it's for ratings. I think that Cecil, whatever you need to do, go Uber, DoorDash, sell some Coach purses like Scott did. I don't know, the fake ones. I don't know. Or the purses that Heavenly buys. Shit. Apparently she like buying fake stuff. Just go go to the red light district and get you some of them purses and make it Heavenly your number one customer. Allegedly Heavenly. Love you, boo. But hey. But baby, you better make it work because it's cold in these streets and it look like she holding a bag. The real bag. So after that, let's just move on from that. But your brother telling you right. And another thing he said that I really like touched my heart. He said, I don't consider her sister-in-law. That's my sister. Is you getting some of the money too, nigga? Don't be slick. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so we gonna go to Quad and King. Okay, let me get my thoughts. So Quad and King is their they're going to Ghana to do their third round of egg retrieval. For the baby. And I just like to say on a sad note, I seen you coming down on Instagram streets, baby, and your stomach flat. So you and King still together? What's going on? You know you was with Angel and Yandy from Love and Hip Hop. Cause I don't think she got no man no more either. Mendeece's called me, psych, I'm married. But yeah, yeah, but no, I'm just playing. But yeah, so um yeah. So basically King says, what if you don't get the desired results? Because I guess they keep going, the eggs and stuff ain't working, whatever. And she gets really emotional and let him know that she owning how positive and he been there for her, and she can have an attitude sometime when the cameras is down, probably every time, just like with Greg. But anyway, he also says that the IVF process has put a lot of stress and strain on the relationship. Red flag, but she gets real emotional, and he's acting like he is what's the words, like he understands because he already has a daughter, so he has a child, he knows what that feel like to love a child. She goes on this soliloquy of a child. Well, girl, if you that concerned, why you ain't adopt? What happened to your little nephew, the little chubby cute one that was living with you when you was taking care of? Okay, I'm just a little confused, y'all. But girl, go to a smart bank because that man don't look like he gonna be around. That's all I'm saying, girl. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I know you like the way he look, and you pretty much think you done did better than what little Greg was. But I don't know. I think you should have had the baby with Greg, and you'll still be getting a check at this show, and because he is a doctor. I don't know what King do. Whatever. So anyway, we ain't gonna. I wish you the best in seeking motherhood. It's a wonderful experience, and I hope you get to see that. Whether it's naturally through IVF or adopting. Or I thought you was taking on that role for your nephew because your brother had passed. But I'm going back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's I've been here since day one. Even the season your ass wasn't on. They asked you out. But anyway, moving on. So the next scene we get to is Simone. She's at a hall with, I guess, a purse maker. It's called the Babe Experience. So the host name is Jackie. She has on like a belt bag. It's cute, made of leather. So the next person that gets there is Toya. She come in with that damn Balenciaga purse. Now, Heavenly, sister, daughter, mother. That damn purse gotta be fake, baby, because you're just not gonna be leaving $3,000 purses just forgetting them. Even if Toya did get crazy at her little event, baby, it's not real. Ain't nobody leaving that shit behind. Like, oh, girl. They pawn purses. Now the pawn shop will take them. So, girl, we know that the purse is fake. Okay, we really believe Toya. So, anyway, it pans to Heavenly coming on her way there. She got Dr. Mimi in the passenger seat. And they get to talking about this text that came out about Father's Day, where Toya was wishing all her fathers and, letting Eugene know he's a good father to her boys, yada, yada, yada. So in the group chat, she did that text. And Heavenly, of course, came back and said, yeah, tell it to him on camera. Wrong road, wrong road. Wrong road, Heavenly. And you is the wrong person to even come at her. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, girl, leave it alone. But hey, I'm here for it because I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to laugh about it. But anyway, so it pans back to Toya telling Simone this very same thing. She's telling me to tell my husband Happy Father's Day. We got a good relationship. We good. My kids is good. That was a hit, a shade on that son that got in that legal trouble. So Simone goes, I did not perceive it as shade when I read it. But, I think she was just saying, acknowledge him. But we know it was shade. Come on now. We know Heavenly. We know her. It's always shade. So, anyway, Dr. Heavenly arrives. Then you have, what's her name? Brandy. You have Angel coming through. Body, yada, 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 yada. Looking really cute. And so, the only person that's really not there is Quad, because she in Ghana doing the egg retrieval. The last person that come in is Mimi, looking like she about to go to the Soul Train from back in '85. She got on this blue tight sheer mini dress. I don't know. It might have had sequins on it. I don't know. It just, has heels. Just, oh my God. Everybody casual dress. So they paying the Heavenly Confessional. She was like that Contessa is a pretty girl, but she just don't know what to do with it. I think she shopped at the Goodwill on the for sale rack. And I'm looking at the TV like, bitch, you be right on the side of her with a coupon for the sale rack. Shit, with that damn half of wanna be a bodysuit, Heavenly girl, stop. Now, if you know you ain't the best dresser, you're gonna have to let shit like that go. But anyway, in the meantime, the guys are all meeting over Dr. Scott house. So you got Eugene who shows up first, then you got Curtis, then you got Damon. So who's missing is Steve, Dr. Mimi's husband, and of course King is in Ghana playing a role. Doing the egg retrieval. So, what is wrong with me? Doing the egg retrieval. That's what he's doing. So they having a little barbecue shindig, whatever. So I'm just gonna go on and bust out the stuff with the guys because it pans back and forth between the guys and the girls. So I could just wrap this shit up. So basically, Eugene asks how the renovation's going to Scott. And Scott is like, oh, they're doing good. That same Contessa lie. And yeah, the painter's there and the floors are being done. Yeah, yeah. So he basically just went there to open it up to say, look, Toya came and seen it, and she's looking for me another space. She's very opinionated. She vary a lot of shit. Okay? She vary a lot of shit. And it seemed like she act like she wear the pants. That's why I said, baby, please, please, please hear me and hear me goddamn good. You make sure you got you a rainy day fund saved up. If this show do not make it, you make sure now, honey. You make sure that you got you some money stacked to the side between all them damn designers and $3.5 million houses and all that shit and 30,000 for your kids a piece to go to school. I heard that on one of her little talk shows she was on. She was talking to Angela Yee, somebody, I don't know, but anyway. So Curtis, when he says that she's looking for a space, Curtis gonna chime in and say, it better not be in Duluth. Because Jackie doing wellness. It just seemed like a whole bunch of sugar mamas. To me, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I'm like, is you working at the clinic? What the hell you doing? Did you build it? You running? You the office manager? They sure be counting their wife pockets. God damn. So it keep panning back and forth, but I'm gonna wrap this up with a bow. So Scott basically asks, is Toya still mad at you? And again, Eugene apologizes again, talking about I'm sorry for having our marital moment in front of y'all. And he basically tells him that but some of the wives, Toya's a little flustered with some of the wives, specifically Heavenly. And Damon is just looking like, oh, what Heavenly do? And he like, she said something like Eugene like for her to talk to him like that. And he was like, it was a jab and it was hurtful. And so Damon comes like, well, you guys talk to each other how you talk to each other. Here come Curtis, old cheater ass Curtis, talking about something. The way y'all talk ain't a way me and Jackie would talk to each other, or Scott and Contessa would talk, or Damon. Why are you speaking for everybody? Speak for you and Skinny Minnie. You know what I'm saying, boy? And he was like, but if that's the way y'all talk, or whatever. So, Eugene is really expressing that it is hurtful that people think that he a punk. And I was like, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Toya can change that. But she been doing it so long that it just seemed like it's just second nature to her. It don't come across as a good look. And if she can't see this shit back, or my video don't make its way to her ass, then girl, you can start today. I hope we don't see no more embarrassing moments, because Eugene is making it like when the cameras ain't down, he be getting back with you. And I just don't believe that at all. Okay? I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't encouraging domestic violence or get back with your wife, but baby, it's just not a good look. I'm not saying, Eugene, you disrespect her, but she definitely goddamn disrespects you. And that's just what everybody is saying. You know what I'm saying? I hate that it looks like you walk on eggshells to me at home. You working all these jobs, you respectful to her, you do cooking and all type of stuff. And I was like, girl, shoot, these women out here catch his ass at the gas station and be like, hey, boo. But I don't know. I guess Toya ain't worried about that. I guess she thinks she whopping or something. Now I don't really know what it is, but um it's just sad sometimes to watch. So we paying back to the ladies. And another part I forgot. Angel standing over there, and she got on a cute little name brand outfit, name brand purse, and Toya compliments her on it. And she basically says it's real. And she was like, I had no doubt. And she tells everyone that they were supposed to have a play date. She was gonna hook her up with a doctor. And Angel was saying it basically, don't necessarily have to be a doctor, but should just somebody who is close to God and you know thoughtful, this, that, and the other, bullshit, Angel. You looking for that celebrity status, I believe, honey. And I think that's where you're going wrong at. So, the producers or somebody in the camera is like, so looks don't matter. She was like, okay, yeah, looks at the guy. You gotta have a little bit of eye. And I was just like, girl. So anyway, the host, Jackie, host of the purse experience. So she tells them to go pick out their leather. And basically Toya like, we gotta have leather for the inside and the outside, because some people ain't used to leather. Another dig at Heavenly. And basically Heavenly is like, I'm so sick of this bitch. I be trying to be like the Obamas and go high when she go low, but no, you don't, Heavenly. You love it. Because you gotta have somebody to spar with. That you are the sparring person. And you look for the weakest person. You look for the person who is not connected to Jackie. And that's what you do. You a bully, But Toya, she get right back at it. And another thing, that's what Curtis said. That brings me to my point. He says that Toya can handle it. And they basically say every man in this circle has been talked about. Well, we know what you was talking about, boo. And I think you still mad about that waist comment. And you did pour her on your lap. Okay? You did. And I ain't put no allegedly behind it. You poured that bubble booty right on your lap. Okay? So he's still mad. I think he gonna hold on to that for dear life. So they get to making the purses. They gotta cut, a triangle, rectangle, I don't know, or whatever. And basically Simone comes up to Toya and says, I talked to Heavenly and she said she didn't mean that comment as shade. So Toya was like, yes, she did. And Angel chimes in and basically it's like, well, sometimes you don't know when you offend people. And Toya's like, she know damn well when she offend people. And, it's just they start going back and forth. Toya says, "Keep my husband's name out your mouth." Toya tells Heavenly to shut the fuck up, and Heavenly tells her to shut the fuck up. And they going back and forth, and Jackie calling her a fake ass bitch. So then the matriarch, funky musty Dr. Jackie, she said it. This ain't me. I like Jackie a little bit, but she says, "I'm saddened. This is getting out of hand with you girls. This is the worst I've seen it. Toya, and you have been broken. The worst I ever seen." And then she tells Heavenly, when she throw a rock, you don't have to throw a boulder. Why Heavenly calm down like it's Damon talking? I'm like, girl, this bitch got this type of, she got man control over you. You know, when she leave, you be talking again. Yeah, Friday. But anyway, so they get their purses that they made. They made some really cute purses, and it's just the lady passes them. I don't know if they designed them and the lady sold them together, because it just seemed like that would have been hours to get a purse. But like they picked out the leather and the designs. I like Dr. Jackie. She got like a clutch. So they basically get their purses. It comes to a wrap, and Toya is just like basically like, I know she gonna still say shit about my husband. And Heavenly goes like, I want to get to a good place with Toya. Maybe one day I have to pay her rent. But it's an all right episode. The little mess at the end as always. But I'm here for it. But I think Toya gonna keep coming for Heavenly, and Heavenly gonna keep coming for Toya. I guess Quiet and got in good, so she in the in club. So Toya is probably the outs, unless she started attacking Angel, which Angel is like a Barbie doll. I think she like on the fence. She don't got no problem with nobody. So yeah. That was the episode. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Share it. Do what you want with it. And I'll see you next week for another video. But Toya, let me just tell you, boo. Change how you address your husband around people. Change it. Because it is some hurt coming from that. I feel it through the screen. I don't give a damn. All jokes aside, I'm a jokester, but change it. Or, Eugene, get your ass out of there. Because mental abuse is just as worse as physical. And that's all I got to say. And bye.